Hello and welcome to Heartofeconomy. Today we're going to ask an unusual question, but not just for the sake of asking. We'll think it through seriously. Can silver reach $100? And if it does, what happens not just to investors, but to the global economy? Note, this question is currently a hot topic in the international financial media. According to Business Insider, Reuters, and Bloomberg, silver is one of the top 3 critical commodities of 2025, and that's not only due to supply-demand dynamics, but also systemic pressures. Remember this video is not a price prediction. This video is a test of awareness. If the system is unraveling, prices don't tell stories, they scream. Silver is currently trading at $39 per ounce. That's a 13-year high. But that's not the main issue. The real question is this: is this price surge just a wave or the first one of an approaching hurricane? Economist Gareth Soloway describes this risk as follows: this move in price isn't a technical bounce. This is the market pricing in the breakdown of money itself. Just 3 years ago, it was around $20. Where are we now? And where could we be tomorrow? On the surface, the reason seems simple: transition to green energy, solar panel demand, electric vehicles, inflation fears, erosion of trust in the dollar. However, this doesn't tell the full story, because what's really changing is the meaning of money. Peter Schiff is crystal clear on this. When the definition of money changes, gold moves first, then silver, but more violently and suddenly. Today, fiat currencies dominate the conversation, but what holds real value is what's scarce, and silver, in the eyes of both investors and industry, is no longer just a metal. It's the insurance policy of an uncontrolled system. Could silver reach $100? Yes, but saying yes isn't enough. Under what conditions could it happen, and what would it cost? Let's break it down step by step. 1. Industrial demand explosion. Between 2025 and 2030, solar panel production is expected to rise by more than 80%, and every panel contains silver. The solar sector alone will require 200 million ounces of silver per year by 2030. Currently, global mining capacity cannot meet this demand. According to the International Silver Institute, the industrial silver deficit in 2025 could reach an all-time high, and that's just due to solar-related demand. If this production gap grows, a physical silver shortage begins. What happens to the price? Short answer: it jumps. Our analysis: this isn't just a supply issue. This is a system failure to keep up with technological transformation. And in this race, those who fall behind face a price explosion. 2. Monetary crisis. When trust in the dollar erodes, where do investors go? To gold. But what if gold becomes too expensive? Silver becomes the poor man's gold. And here is the key: silver often moves more aggressively than gold. If a monetary system breaks down, gold may reach $4,000 while silver hits $100. This isn't just a ratio, it's a sociological pricing pattern. Dalio has a clear take on this. When the system loses trust, people rush to what holds value, but those who can afford it choose what's cheaper. That's where silver begins. 3. Central bank and ETF panic. If central banks begin adding silver to their reserves, and some are reportedly considering it, and at the same time retail investors flock to physical silver, we could face a physical crisis in the market. And the silver market is much thinner than gold. If a shortage occurs, prices won't just rise, they'll explode. This won't look like a normal increase. It would be a value distortion. In Q2 2025, 90 million ounces of silver flowed into SLV and PSLV ETFs. one of the fastest inflows in history. These data flows highlight the fragility of the system. Now, stop and think. If even 2 out of these 3 conditions happen at once, $100 isn't a target, it's a reaction. Our analysis? At that point, the economy won't just talk about inflation. At that point, the system itself will start speaking, because we'll begin questioning what money is, who controls it, and how it's measured. But let's look at the flip side. What happens if silver hit $100? The electronics sector collapses, solar panel costs skyrocket, chip production tightens, inflation surges again. Whether the Fed rises or cuts rates, it won't restore balance. Consumers face rising prices across all sectors. Low-income countries fall into energy crisis. Historical example, between 1979 and 1980, silver rose from $11 to $50. In just 6 months, US consumer inflation hit 13.5%. So this isn't an investment story, it's a cost crisis story. In short, if silver reaches $100, it won't just be a price, it will be a signal. The economy will begin speaking a different language that day. And it's a language central banks don't understand. So, will this happen? Let me put it this way. If nothing changes, it won't. But if the system continues the way it is, then it is inevitable, because the system itself is moving forward in an unsustainable structure. As Lawrence Lepard said, the collapse of the system is first visible through commodities. Gold sounds the alarm, silver screams. Silver may reach $100, but this isn't a get-rich story. This is a story of reality reflected in price. Sometimes an asset doesn't rise, the system falls and the asset stays put. That's when it only looks like it's rising. Thank you for joining us at Heart of Economy. If this video didn't just give you information but offered a new perspective, then we've done our job. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share your thoughts in the comments. If silver hit $100, which sector do you think will collapse first? See you in the next video.